I know this is the first words that have been spoken on the podcast in 2024, but I've been asked to give a special shout out, and I thought I'd just get it out of the way right away.
Okay.
My old man, the famous Peakrich.
Good old Peakrich.
Yes, the one and only. He's had a knee replacement today.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's all gone well. But in honor of his old knee and his new and improved knee,
yes,
I'm asking that you, the listeners, get around my old man, slide into our DMs with some drawings of a knee. Draw us your best knee. I wonder how many times that sentence has been said in a podcast before.
I wouldn't have a clue. Just is stick figures allowed as well, or
just the best,
anything?
The best that you can do. Grab a pen, grab a bit of paper.
Yep.
Draw a knee, take a picture of it, and slide into the old DMs. I'm sure he'd love that.
Welcome, Jacko, one and all, to another episode of Fine Leg to Full Forward. We are back in the year 2024. Oh,
we are. New year, new shambles.
Yes,
bit of a shaky start. We're still feeling a few things out.
I think we will be for a little while, while we sort of get things going again.
Yeah, new processes, new kind of content. There's just. Yeah, a little bit to feel out. We've really sort of started all over again, haven't we?
Yeah, pretty much. It's kind of like a rebirth, or we're reborn.
We are. Flutif 7.0. I don't know what version are we up to now.
I don't know.
We are actually coming to you from less than 2 meters from where we usually would. We've spun the room around.
Yep.
So we used to record with the couch on that wall, and now we're recording with it. You get it. Yeah.
It makes so much more sense to have the couch on this side of the room.
In terms of the layout, where the door was, the door you can't see off camera there, but it was set up that you couldn't actually open the door fully, and we were just fine with it,
accepting. It is what it is.
Oh yeah, for the pod.
Yeah, for the pod
and for the content,
and things like even just like bringing things in and out of the room, or like because I worked up here.
Yep.
So I'd bring my chair. If I wanted to bring my chair out, the rolly chair, I'd have to literally move this out the way, push it, and then be like, oh, where was it that the couch was again? So that the next time we record the pod, it's in the same spot and all that sort of shit.
Fuck, we're stupid, aren't we? Yeah. So stupid. But that's why we look a little different. That's why the walls are a little bit. There's a screen down here now, so everything's sort of. We're trying to get used to everything again, and we might sound a little more echoey than usual as well. We've got some soundproofing that we've got to sort of refigure out
soundproofing and all that sort of stuff. Yeah,
you might not give a shit, but it's the stuff that we have to test every week, so we're more aware of it. I don't know, you might not give a shit.
Yeah.
Anyway, happy New Year to all the listeners.
Yes.
We haven't said that yet, have we? I don't think
so. No.
Happy New Year to you. I have said that to you before, but Happy New Year again. How was your Christmas and New Year?
It was good, mate. It was good. Yeah, so our last episode was, I'm just trying to think about, like, when did we?
Before Christmas?
Just before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
20th of December, maybe?
Yep.
Something like that.
It was good. Yeah, so Christmas was nice. Lots of presents and things like that.
That's good. What'd you get? What was your favourite present?
What did Cammy got me this, like a external hard drive thing, which is like Black Panther themed.
Oh, okay.
So when you plug it in, it's got like the purple kind of the glow and
That's
everything.
That's pretty cool.
That was pretty sick.
Nice.
But yeah. So Christmas with Cammy's family was cool. It was really good. Between Chrissy and New Year's, was sort of up in Sydney visiting the parents and cousins, fam. So we went up, and that was good.
No one can be surprised listening
That I went to Sydney.
You're up in Sydney. Yeah. Tell me new information.
Yeah. And then New Year's was Airbnb in the city with a few mates, and
That's right. Yeah.
it was good. Yourself? I mean, I know you got up to quite a bit. You went up to Merba, right?
Yeah. So I've spent Christmas with my folks. So we stayed at my parents for a couple of nights, which is good, apart from the weather.
Yeah.
Christmas seems like a distant memory now, doesn't it? But yeah, no, it was really good. Also very, very spoiled.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, presents-wise.
Yeah.
And then, we flew up a couple of days after Christmas to, see Tasha's family. Had another Christmas up there, which is good. Had all sorts of weather. First few days were like 36 degrees, and then it would rain nonstop for 3 days, and then it'd go to 30, and then there'd be flooding.
Yep.
So I was told it was the authentic Murwillumbah experience. So,
because this is the longest that you've been up ever,
there for 2 weeks, yeah.
Yeah. It's a long stretch.
Yeah, no, it was good. We were there for long enough that it felt like we didn't feel guilty going off and doing our own thing, because we were there long enough seeing family and everything. It was just like, oh, no, we actually have a day where we can just...
You can just do your own
went
thing.
up to Brizzy for a day or went down the coast. Or,
Yeah.
No, so it was really good. It was really good. Something that wasn't so good. This is my opinion. I think you share the opinion. You might not. Feel free to disagree.
Okay.
The hottest 100. Oh boy, we mentioned this, I think, on our last episode. I think it was the last clip we posted.
Was that the one, the being between the Triple J and Double J generation thing?
Yeah,
right.
Oh boy, we've well and truly outgrown that, haven't we?
Yeah.
There is no doubt about it.
It was, so I think, was it last year? It might have been 2 years ago when we started seeing more of an influence from TikTok, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's fair to say it's probably stepped up more so.
Yeah.
But even just when they were talking about the artists on Double J, they were like, we're going to go through Missy Higgins, Eminem, Hilltop Hoods.
Was Coldplay there as well?
Coldplay, yeah. I was like, okay, all right, okay, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to. I go between. It's aimed at more that demographic.
Yeah.
We are literally aging out of it. Like there's no problem.
Yep.
But then I also go, nah, fuck 'em. I'm off it.
Yeah,
the
right.
TikTok
okay.
generation can have it.
Yeah,
I'm off it. We will give a bit of advice though to those who also feel the same way. I don't know how many of our friends still care about the 100, but if you do and you felt the same way, something that's our friend group was talking about was the what we call the slappist 100.
Yeah.
Now there's a bit of a, we haven't mentioned it before, have we? The origin of that. There was we started with a group of friends a collaborative Spotify playlist, didn't we?
Yeah.
And I think one of us was like a little sort of, I don't know if this genre is sort of like if you guys are going to like
fits,
this.
like, it's a bit different. And that sort of thing. Yeah.
To which our good mate Ash replied, "Mate, if it slaps, it slaps." And that slaps. Yeah. So that kind of stuck around for a bit. So what we did, we created our own slappist 100.
Yeah.
And that is, we added 100 songs to a playlist.
Yep.
A collaborative playlist, and hit shuffle, and whichever song was last to play was number one, and that won.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so, you could treat it the exact same way as a regular countdown. Technically it is to chance.
The rapper?
Yeah. Should have been higher, this and that. But What ended up winning? Was it The Lonely Island?
It was The Lonely Island, Finest Girl.
Yep.
Yeah. If you know, you know.
A well-deserved winner.
Well-deserved. And that's the beauty. You're not restricted to one year. That's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
So you can really have anything.
Yeah.
Anyway, for this fortnight, shall we run it back? I don't know if we mentioned we're doing fortnightly episodes.
I don't think we might have briefly touched on it in the last episode.
Public service announcement.
Yep.
these are now fortnightly episodes. So this is run it back for this fortnight. I actually don't know why we look so much further away. Sorry, I'm just, as we said, we're getting used to the new layout of the room with the monitor being here. Like, we used to look that far away?
I think it was it might have been the Nari shirt so we had in the background. Maybe that's skewing with the perception slightly.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. Maybe.
I don't know either. Maybe we've made the room bigger.
Yeah.
We've made it echoier.
Yeah, because it's gotten bigger.
True.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Worth it.
Yeah.
How much real estate were those mattresses taking up? Anyway, we better touch on some cricket because we've been gone for quite a while, and there's been quite a lot.
Yeah. There's been a lot. There's been the Big Bash.
The Big Bash
has come and went.
Yeah, the BBL 13 season has well and truly wrapped up. Congrats to the Scorchers or Sixers on another title.
Yeah, one of them. Yep.
We did write that one down before the season started, so and we were close.
That's true. It's true. But it was the Heat, actually, that came through and won.
Yeah.
So congrats to the Heat. Josh Brown was unreal in the finals.
Yeah, it wasn't the grand final, was it? But whatever I don't know what the names of the Big Bash finals are.
Challenge, something like
that. Yeah, that 140 he made, or was it 140 or 57 balls or something like that? That's
ballistic.
Ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
Insane.
You shouldn't be able to do that.
It was nuts. Yeah.
And he had another handy knock in the final as well. As well, didn't he? So yeah. Stephen O'Keefe retired as well.
Yep.
He's finished up with the Sixers. 103 matches, 99 wickets. So a loyal servant of the Sixers. Easy when you win the flag every second year, but no. Congrats to him.
Congrats to Sock.
All the best to Sock. Obviously, did we touch on Finchie retiring already? Have we recorded an episode since that happened?
I think we did. I think we might have late. Was it?
Just in case we didn't.
Year?
I can't remember. I've forgotten everything there is to know about this podcast. Well, we love you, Finchie. We love you, Sean Marsh.
Yep.
And shout out to everyone else who's retired after the Big Bash season.
Both once Gades and both always Gades.
That is how the saying goes. Oh my God, yeah. Did I tell you this?
What?
So, I think I might have told you this.
Mm-hmm.
Stacy, long-term friend of the show.
Yep.
When they both retired, the Renegade shared a picture on their Instagram of Finchie and Sauce. And so Stacy tagged me in a comment saying, say the line. So I replied saying, once a Gade, always a Gade.
Yeah.
And the Renegades replied to it.
They did?
They replied, yeah. And then I got a message from Stacy apologising for not tagging the podcast account.
You didn't tell me about that.
I didn't?
No, you didn't.
I posted it on Instagram. So there's a lot of people listening who are aware before yourself. Yeah. Yeah, usually how it goes.
Test matches?
Test matches, yep.
We have missed a bit of that.
All of them, in fact.
Yeah.
Cricket podcast.
Because it was... Well, did we get the early start of the Pakistan series? Australia-Pakistan?
Oh, probably.
Yeah. So the Aussies, of course, beat Pakistan 3-0. Davey Warner's swan song, his last series. So now... With him gone, Steve Smith's moved towards the top of the order.
Yeah, very quickly put his hand up, didn't he?
Yeah, almost as if he'd been thinking about it before, I think.
You reckon he was in Davey Warner's ear about retiring? Retire, Davey. Retire. Let me have a go at opening.
I want to have a go. It's been, he played a decent knock the last innings, but apart from that, it has been a bit up and down. But
Steve Smith?
Yeah.
It's weird, because you wouldn't think of it as a successful first series as an opener.
No.
But he averaged 60.
Yeah. There you go.
The numbers don't lie.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we moved to the top of the order. But of course, what we really have to talk about is what the West Indies just did at the Gabba.
Insane.
Like, madness. How do I say his name? Is it Shamar Joseph?
I think it's Shamar. Yeah,
Shamar Joseph. Yeah. What how he's announced himself in the test arena.
Yeah.
Is ridiculous to come from where he's come from in such a little amount of time.
Yeah.
Like, I've never seen anything like it. He took Pfeiffer already in a losing cause in the first
test. Yeah.
And then, boy, did he put his country on his back when he needed him to.
Goodness.
When they needed him to.
Yeah. And it was just like quick bowling too. So, mid 140s.
It's averaging 143 I saw at one point.
Yeah. And just smooth action and it was just, I don't know, mate. For me, I don't know if the listeners are like this too, but for me, it's just always a great sight to see the West Indies doing good.
Yeah.
Particularly when like the lows of the lows that they've been through and the constant struggles that they go through as a cricketing nation. I think when you see them shine and you see moments like that, or was it the first test win against Australia in Australia since
the 70s, I think.
Was it this?
I might have pulled that out of thin air.
Maybe 90s, I think.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yep.
1990 something. I don't remember when it was. But ages.
Yeah, ages. We were born in the 90s, so not that long ago. Yeah. a good amount of time.
A double J amount of time. Yeah. But yeah, sensational win at the Gabba, the day-night test.
He took 7 for 68, didn't he? Yeah, and no one was catching him.
Nah,
when he took that last
wicket. When he took that last wicket
Yeah.
and ran off. Like a brilliant performance for him, but also like brilliant test. It was a close game.
Yeah,
Australia were right in it, right until the end.
8 runs. I think?
8 runs. Steve Smith was not out, so he was there, and so just a brilliant test.
And what you're saying about what it means for cricket. I mean, the amount of Aussie comments that I've seen online have been like not really minding about the result.
Yeah,
it's like, it's just so good to see. Like when it was happening, and I think it was Gilly and Brian Lara were in commentary.
Yep,
and Gilly was hugging
him.
Lara.
Yeah.
It's like everyone sort of knows what it means for cricket as a whole.
Yeah,
and I mean, what a day! What a day Test cricket had, because there was that. I've got to mention it briefly, but
of course,
England beat India in
Hyderabad. Yeah,
that was a great comeback win. It looked all over when with that first innings deficit, but then Ollie Pope made 195.
Insane.
Flick the cricket on to have a look. I'm like, we're going to see him get his 200.
Yeah.
On 195, and he played the stupidest ramp shot and got bowled.
As soon as you
flicked
it on?
Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, awesome. So good.
Did you actually, literally, you're like, he's on 195?
It was a couple balls before.
Okay, yeah.
So I'd seen it.
Close enough.
Yeah. But yeah, no, the point is Test cricket is alive and well, and I am not hearing anything to the contrary.
That's it. And we're here to tell you all about it.
Yes, but a few days later, no, come on, that's still pretty recent news. I think
that's probably the most up to date we've been in the past 2 years.
On the pulse. Yeah,
but won't continue to be. I think it's where this is the new era.
We're feeling it out.
We're
accepting that there might not be as much footy and cricket. I know you guys are overwhelmed with the amount we've got already. But yeah, we're just going to have to dial it back just a little bit. Anyway, speaking of moving away from cricket, obviously the biggest thing that's happened since we last recorded is we're no longer housemates. You've moved out.
I have. It's it feels kind of surreal being back here.
Yeah. People are saying it's the end of an era.
Really?
I don't know which people, but
just some people are saying that. Yeah. It is somewhat the end of an era.
Somewhat. Okay, and disagreeing with the people. That's fine.
And the start of a new era.
It is. It is. How are you settling in at your new place?
Yeah, pretty well. Still, like, it feels kind of like home, I think. So I have moved to an apartment.
It's a bit different.
Yeah. Apartment versus townhouse. Yeah, a bit different.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's sort of. I've never lived in an apartment before, so a bit to get used to it, I think, in terms of that. And yeah, still a few boxes with things in them around.
It takes time, doesn't it?
Yeah,
It just does. Like it's just,
I don't know how long I'm allowed to leave boxes there for, though. Like I think.
how long's it been? 2.5 weeks?
Yeah.
You've probably got about another week and a half.
Another week and a half?
I reckon. Yeah.
It's like most of the time work calls and things like that. I'm like, yeah, just moved in, just still got boxes and stuff. You know how it is. Just stuff everywhere. And then it's like, well, hang on. How long can I actually stretch this out for? I don't know.
Maybe it's when someone on the Zoom call calls you out to be like, come on, mate. You said that 4 weeks ago.
Yeah.
You can't be saying that.
Yeah. But no, the place is pretty nice. You've been.
Yeah.
Brilliant spot. And so Cammy and I sort of there, and the place is kind of like, like our place, and it's very much feels like that, I guess. We're starting to put things up that are posters and pictures and things like that, and it's good.
It's good, mate. It is good. It is really good to hear. It's like you said, it's the end of, as the people are saying, the end of an era, but it's the start of a much more exciting one for the both of us.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
We thought today, this week, this fortnight's episode would be a great opportunity to confess to one another. Now that we're no longer living together.
Yep.
Confess, something that we've been holding on to. We really, really, really want to get off our chest. Any annoying housemate habits that grinded our gears when we did live together.
Yeah.
Now, this is a safe space.
Yep.
And to avoid all the listeners getting too sad at the news that we are no longer living together, we're going to go through some things that we are not going to miss.
Yep.
I feel like that's going to be a pretty good balance of things.
Mm-hmm.
Did you want to start off?
Sure. You kick us off, mate. You kick us off.
You want me to kick off? All right. Okay.
Yes.
Fuck, well, how do I narrow it down? No, I'm joking. One thing that I am not going to miss, mate.
Yep.
Now, this was a quite a bad habit that you developed quite early on. So you remember when I first moved in, my desk was downstairs in the main sort of living area.
Correct.
And one thing that you did quite a bit, you started shadow batting.
Yeah.
In the background of my Zoom calls.
I did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just I don't know if did you blur your background or not? I'm not sure if you did.
Well, no, I never used to. I never used to. I had to start doing that, and it wouldn't stay blurred all the time.
Yeah.
So the most annoying part was you were shadow batting shots that you just never play.
Yeah. Well, I think most of us do shadow bat shots that we never play. To be.
I don't know if you're not shadow batting a flick off the legs, then you're wasting your time, or the leave.
Or the late cut or something like that. Anything behind the wicket.
The shadow batting was fine.
Yep.
It was when you started bowling.
Okay.
Without a ball in your hand, shadow bowling, kind of thing.
It is for me.
But then you'd start appealing louder than you would in a game.
See, that's the thing. It's good. I have often been told by numerous teammates that my appeal is not loud enough. And I need to put a bit more emphasis into it, a bit more oomph.
Yeah.
Because sometimes the umpire thinks that I don't think it's out, so they just don't give it out.
So you're saying you've stitched yourself up out of wickets?
Correct. Potentially. So I thought, what better way to practice than at home?
When I'm on meetings.
When you're in meetings. Yeah. And the shadow bowling, because I guess when you come down the stairs, I come around the corner and then I'm right in the background. So it's almost like it catches people off guard, I think.
It's like your run up is down the stairs.
Is down the steps, around the corner, and then straight.
And then you're ready to go straight away.
Into the action. Yeah. But I did know that it pissed you off, mate. But
well, it feels good to finally have
get it off your chest.
Get it off my chest. Yeah, like I said, safe space.
Fair enough.
No hard feelings, right?
No hard feelings, mate. I've got something here
Okay.
In terms of it's just something that it was. I found it a bit irritating in terms of in terms of. I don't know if it's about content because I don't really do much content. It's you do all the content for this, but I think about it as like, okay, I'll tell you what it is. All right, I won't hold back.
Yep.
He listens to the pod out loud through speakers at home, so it'll just have it playing, and at the start it's always a bit funny because it's like, oh yeah. You listen to us, like that's a joke. But then it's consistent. And then I'm like, I can't even reference this during the pod because if we make a post about it, it's like the typical Donald Glover, you listen to your own music, you listen to your own podcast.
Yeah.
The one that's do you use that each year during the Spotify Wrapped thing?
Yep.
Yeah. Exactly.
Reduce, reuse, recycle.
That's
the mantra I live by.
But yeah, look, mate, I just find it weird listening to our own voices back to us through speakers. And I do understand that you might say the same thing to me.
No, I'm not going to say that.
No,
I'm not gonna,
okay.
I guess I'm being the bigger person.
Okay.
I guess I'm being the bigger person. It must. Wow. For you to be irritated, it must be something really big. Like it must be something you've really been holding on to for a long time.
Yeah, it's been a while.
But I'm glad that you are
finally saying it.
Yeah. As we said, this is a safe space. So it is good. It is good.
Yeah.
I've got another one for you.
Yep.
We might as well just keep piling on, eh?
Yeah, that's it. Let it all out.
Let it all out. One thing that I've never been able to understand why you started doing or why you changed.
Yeah.
For some reason, and I've known this for a while, every morning you do your sit-ups and your push-ups.
Yeah.
That's why you're so fucking massive and ripped. And lately you'd started swapping that out for sprinting up and down the stairs every morning at 6:30. Screaming, fuck you, Triple J, for cancelling Bliss and Esso at the top of your lungs. I was like, you can't be this consistently passionate every single morning about it.
I think I've been watching a few videos. Amma sends me a lot of motivational videos.
Yep, she does.
On how to live life.
Yep.
And
how you living life? You living life?
I'm living life. I'm living life. I think one thing I've noticed is one thing I've learned is it's really good to have a proper routine. and you got to rely on certain triggers, and you got to get changed, set the alarm, do things at the time, at the place, in the same manner. And it was just one of those things. It's like, push-ups and sit-ups are great, but if I actually get out of bed, make my way downstairs first, and then I think that was the first time I did it. Made my way downstairs, be like, I should go back upstairs. What am I doing downstairs? And then I realized I could just keep going up and down, and that itself was the workout.
Yeah, it was the loudest anyone's ever gone up and downstairs. Yeah. I was just, I don't know, the Bliss and Esso thing, it's been years, mate.
I know.
Gotta get over that.
Yeah. But just something personal that you always try to attach personal things to routines, and they tend to work better, have a bit more meaning.
Fuck's sake. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, yeah. I thought I'd let you know that is something that really started to grind my gears. So
okay.
I'm glad. That you don't do that anymore.
You're glad that that's gone.
Yeah. Respectfully.
No. Point taken. Touche. I've got another one for you.
Right.
I've never really okay. I know that we both have a very different sense of dress and dress code, and I think the listeners are probably well aware of that as well. I'm a lot more comfortable in very, very casual clothing.
Yep.
And I think it's safe to say that you're not super comfortable being in public and being seen in very comfortable clothing.
Yeah, I'd say
Yeah.
I'd say that's fair to say.
fair, right?
I'll rarely leave the house in trackies,
Yeah. But see,
if ever. Yeah.
that the fact that you have to get changed out of trackies or out of shorts and wear like chinos to get something out of the mailbox,
Yeah.
mate, to me, that was just like, no, I don't get it. We've got different sense of dress code and everything, but
We found that out at that under 17s presentation. I let it slide the first time.
but yeah, it's just I guess I'm not gonna miss that.
Well, you never know when you're gonna bump into a potential future employer.
Just on the street,
I'm dressing to impress.
Yeah.
24/7, 365.
That's fair.
And that's all I can think of to say on the matter. I got one more for you.
Yep.
Let me keep piling on if that's all right.
Yep.
One thing that it did grind my gears. It did grind my gears because of how loudly you did it.
Yep.
You never used to go up to bed until you'd fully recited a complete horror show album. Completely a cappella.
Yep.
And the annoying part was every time you choked,
Yeah.
you'd have to start again.
Yeah. It's got to be done right, mate.
Yeah.
You don't half-ass it. You got to do it right.
So you'd be yelling horror show until 4 a.m. when you finally finished choking. And then by 6:30, you're running up and down the stairs yelling about Bliss and Essa.
That's it.
It's the only time I've known you sweat. Like, it's just, yeah.
Routine, mate. Routine. And
I just said you were tired all the time.
That's true, actually. That's probably why I was tired. It may have something to do with it. But I guess you'd be happy that. But do you miss it? Surely a part of you misses it. Does a part of you just play horror show in the background now, just to make up for that? Or
the house does seem too quiet.
yeah,
more echoey, but too quiet. So getting forward, I feel like we've aired enough dirty laundry, right? Let's begin to wind things up with a bit more of a positive spin.
Yep.
All right. So we've gone through things that we're not going to miss.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything that you are going to miss
About living here?
about living together?
Absolutely. Look, the first thing that comes to mind is just like, and I know that this memory might not always be like super happy or super pleasant, because quite often it was frustrating at the time. But that point on a Monday when we're both working from home and we're both, stuck on ideas for the pod, or we're processing and we're both kind of just standing around. One of us is like bouncing the basketball, the mini ball, and both kind of just like sitting there back and forth, and then kind of working through, but knowing we have that time, and then finding an actual idea, like that eureka moment.
Yeah.
That was like brilliant, I think. And I'm really going to miss that, I think, having that time as well. And I don't think we did take it for granted. I think we made the most of it.
Yeah.
And we definitely made the pod what it was through living together. And I think it's, from here on, it's going to be different. No matter how hard we try, it is going to be different. But I miss that. And like just, talking super often as well.
Yep.
Like we definitely don't, talk as much as we did. So like,
yeah. But I mean, to give ourselves some credit, that is because, the first few weeks after moving house are just hectic. Like
Hectic
there is a lot on.
Yeah. But that would be it for me, mate. Both you and Tash. Like it's fam.
Yeah, fam. Well, I wasn't expecting something quite so wholesome. So apologies in advance. I'm going to miss... You were always very good at buying milk when we needed it.
Sometimes we double up though, right? Like there'd be two full bottles.
But it only happened like maybe twice ever.
Okay, right.
So you were very, very good at that.
Pretty good milk sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Odd, but yep.
Yeah.
And one thing that I'm not going to miss because I've started doing it, but I'm going to thank you for it, is when the dishwasher was done and, none of the bowls and plates and cups would be dry.
Yeah.
So you'd have to towel dry them before putting... No, you just open the dishwasher and open up all the trays inside and just leave it open.
Leave it open.
To let it air dry.
Air it out, yeah.
Yeah. And you're a visionary for that.
Oh, was that my idea that you took on?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That was something I saw you doing, saw that it worked. So I was like, we'll get around that.
Yeah. It still doesn't dry it completely.
Makes a hell of a difference, though.
The dishwasher at the new place, the apartment, mate.
Yep.
I don't know if you saw it when you
Yeah.
It's literally at the front door.
Yep.
So, welcome to apartment living, I guess. But you can't open the dishwasher and then open the front door. So,
how is it drying dishes though? Does it
pretty good?
Yeah,
pretty good.
Is that the cost of dry dishes out of the dishwasher? Is that what they say?
You don't have to open it fully to let it dry because it's already dry.
Yeah.
So maybe they've thought about it and they've that's why it's there. Probably not.
So that's going to do it for this episode. We're out of here for a couple of weeks.
Yep.
And you are out of here for a little bit. You're off to New Zealand.
I am. Yeah.
When is it? Tomorrow?
Yeah. Cammy and I fly. Yeah. So we're going for 2 weeks, pretty much.
Yeah.
Oh, about 11 days or something like that.
Yeah.
But never been to North Island before, so should be good. Gonna hire a car and do a proper drive around.
Shit, yeah.
So
that's so good. I mean, you kind of have to do New Zealand that way, don't you?
Yeah, I think it's really like one of those places that you just. Well, this was my experience from South Island anyway. Just you go from point A to point B, but you stop 3 times on the way because you see really cool stuff.
Yeah,
really nice scenery and that sort of stuff. So looking forward to it, mate.
Yeah, and that's good. And I think this is a positive of what we're going to turn the show into is we get to use the show as an opportunity to properly catch up.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's something to take for granted. I think that's something that I'm really looking forward to.
Yeah, 100%. And I think that is, without giving too much away, I think that is probably more how we steer us into the future anyway in terms of content and everything. It's like it is more about us and our lives and catching up, and I guess the content stems from that. Yeah, flows through.
I think today was a pretty good taste of that. I think there wasn't really much. I mean, after we got through just because there was so much cricket going on, we better touch on it a little bit. But I think from there onwards, we didn't really mention cricket a whole lot. So I think you got a bit of a taste for it today, and we're always open to feedback. As we've mentioned countless times, the DMs are always open, not only for drawings of knees.
Yes, but that too, yeah.
So always up for a chat, slide into the DMs, and for a couple of weeks,
keep hitting sixes.